Happy Taco Tuesday, everybody. Welcome back to another watch list video. Hope you all had a great day. Another really great day for the markets, specifically your technology, whether it's your semiconductors. The QQQ did really great today. Overall market was a really nice day. Everything was just powering higher. Small caps, everything, right? It was another really great rep day. But I'm just going to go over my watch list, what I call my ready list, stuff that I think could be ready for tomorrow for anybody that's new. And let's get right into it. AAOI, this name continues to be on my list every single day. Really quick, I'm also trying to make these videos shorter. I'm sorry if they've been super long. I promise this one will be way quicker. But AAOI, this name's been great. Not a good day today. It's been great overall as far as like its trend. But weekly chart looks phenomenal. Nice inside week, sitting kind of really nice under a pivot. Kind of came up into that today and rejected. But I still like the weekly chart, and I don't mind really what it's doing. It did build a big higher low. It's kind of sitting right under that inside day's high. So just a push through that slash a push out of like this little left side peak would be super interesting. And probably where I would look to take some like on a washout in the morning, and like a 620 setup could possibly give us some sort of like a outside bar, which would be interesting. And then just like a push right through Thursday's high, I think would have me extremely interested. This whole group has been nice. GLW was fine today. COHR is a name I own from what was that, Thursday? Yeah, from Thursday. So hopefully this name goes higher. VIAV was an absolute beast day. I'm pretty sure this is optics, but like I talk about in every video, the undercut and rally of the support cap was absolutely beautiful, and then the nice push today was like the cherry on top. So AOI, like I said, the weekly chart looks great. It's in a massive, super strong uptrend. This name meets like every criteria when it comes to liquidity, market cap, and just the overall strength of the group in the last like 1 to 3 months. So looks awesome. It's above the 10 and 20 day. Don't want to get too negative on it today. Yeah, it was not the best day today while the market was absolutely ripping, but can it come back tomorrow? Definitely will be interesting. Affirm, nice flat base back above the 200 inside day today. I'm just watching for a push. Like if we get a gap down tomorrow, just a push right back to the pivot would be interesting, or just a move through today's high as we have an inside day today. You know, you built a higher low from yesterday, or sorry, from Friday. And a super nice inside day today. Look at a weekly chart. I mean, it's the same thing where you just get a big move up. Yes, it's below the 200, but it's finally getting back above it today. And just nice little flat base it's built. So super interested in this name. Want to continue to keep an eye on this one. And I think it could be viable as a breakout back. I think it was viable today 100%. So one to continue to keep on watch. It's barely peeking its head out of the flat base. So super interesting. BE, this is a name I also own, and a name I'm just going to continue to watch for pullbacks. It's kind of squatting right back into this little base it's trying to build. However you want to look at a name like this, but you know, either way, it's building some sort of range. Not my favorite range, right? It's kind of getting pretty loose. So I'd like to see it squat back into the base, get tight, and then hopefully break out from there. But I'm watching like a pullback. You got a little gap here. You got the 20 day. That will be a super interesting spot. See how it acts. But continuing to watch these names to buy on the weakness is definitely the play, in my opinion. And just like all these names that have been super strong, just continue to keep an eye on these. Like your NBIS, it's in so many other names, right? ARM, although like the NVTS ARM, semiconductor stuff like Intel, AMD. Hard to buy those names when they're so extended. This one is not as extended. It's just under 5 ATRs from its 50. So it has potential. You look at something like an AEHR today, you know, it digested, built a higher low, and it absolutely exploded. This one was a little bit difficult for me to get positioned. It only got tight for like 2 days, which wasn't bad, but did have a nice push. So not my favorite, but it still looks great. And I mean, imagine the market. I'm not going to say the market's going to pull, but like if this thing squats back in its base, like just maybe just a little bit, that'd be interesting. But maybe even up into the pivot. But these are the names I'm talking about where it's like they've been super strong since the lows. They finally digest, and then they just continue higher. This is everything we want to look for. So BE, I think, is definitely there. And I'll throw up NBIS as well. And obviously, if you look at like a BE, you got TE was a monster today through the high volume close. FCell has been a monster, and obviously BE itself has been a huge leader and just a monster trender itself. But just looking at these leaders, like you look at NBIS, it's like, okay, earnings gap up. It's finally starting to digest, just built a lower high. So maybe it just means that it wants to continue pulling back a little bit. This 20 day could be a big spot. You got a gap here that it left from that gap up day. So super interesting, and a name I'm going to continue to watch for a pullback and for it to build a higher low. And I'll just constantly keep this name on watch. But it's another one where it's like you flip to a weekly, inside week, looks super nice. Maybe you know, falls back into here, puts in another super tight week, and we can get positioned at the bottom. of the range here for a higher low. Like that is what I'll watch, but I really like this name and this whole group, like your WGMI stuff, your Neo Clouds. WGMI looks great. APLD, another Neo Cloud, looks super awesome. You got CORZ has been beautiful, and I think this name continues to look good day after day. And there's so many others in this group, like APLD. A little foggy right now, but yeah, I think NBIS looks great. Sorry, Cypher, which not my favorite bar today. And this action's been, nobody can really tell me this is tight. This is not really tight action. It's very loose. It's been hard. It pulls back, it builds a possible higher low. That is where I would like to get positioned. I didn't. I actually bought other ones, so I think this is still a good name. But when you get loose action like this, it makes it a little bit more difficult. But like Iron was great on a pullback as a higher low. You know, breaks out of a nice little base over here and comes back, retests the base, gives your little hammer reversal candle. You buy it through the prior day highs, higher low setup. Perfect. Pushes away from your average in a great way. This is another one where it's like, okay, it's, you know, kind of straight up like a V. It's building that right side of the V. Let it maybe pull back just a little bit more or just get tight in here, and that'll be super interesting. You flip to a weekly chart on something like an Iron. Beautiful. Double inside week, sitting under a big pivot. This group continues to look amazing, and I love it. BW, another one that's big move up, you know, earnings gap up, and it's kind of building a flag and digesting right above that pivot. So super nice. Another one where it's like, okay, is it trying to build a higher low here? Watching this one through the prior day high for an entry. I think the weekly chart looks great on this one. I mean, it's been in a massive uptrend. It's been super strong. I think you got like GE is in this group. I think so, which GE made a super nice day today. I actually have to check. I could have sworn I just had this name. I'll pull it up. GEV, sorry, GEV, which is another name I own that I bought last week. So GEV continues to act amazing. So super nice. But BW, super nice for a potential higher low, you know, breakout, retest of like that big breakout area, that pivot. Super interesting. CoreWeave. Now, this name was super popular when it was trending. Nobody talks about it now, which is for a good reason. It's been acting like shit compared to the rest of its group as far as like these data center related names. But you know, you put in a tight inside day to day, you build kind of a nice higher low off the 200. Like if you flip to like a weekly, doesn't look too bad, doesn't look too broken just yet. So I would say like a push right out of this of today's high / yesterday's high or Friday's high would be interesting spot to maybe try some, see if it can work, and then break back out of this pivot that it kind of broke out of and squatted right back into. So I think that's a super interesting spot and definitely something I want to keep an eye on. DOCN, this name's been a monster, was perfect buy at the high volume close today. Didn't get it, wasn't quick enough, but for my snipers out there, they definitely got this name, and I still think it looks awesome, and I still think a push above the new all-time high could be an entry spot. It's been extended. It's still over 7 ATR, so maybe it just needs a little bit more digestion. But buying these names on pullbacks in whatever spot that you can get positioned is definitely the play. So you continue to watch these names. Monster group as far as like technology recently, and I mean just this stock in general, it's been a monster leader of its group. HIMX, another name that has potential for a high tight flag if it can continue to build out. You know, you get your massive move up, starts to get tight and build sideways. Definitely been a little bit loose, but it's, you know, comes back into the top of the range. Maybe it fall back into the range, and I could see a nice little base there, which makes me bring up like an MXL where, you know, kind of comes back in the top of the range, rejects. It's super extended. HIMX, you know, over 9 ATRs from the 50. Cannot buy a stock like this up here like that. Needs to continue digesting. Let the 50-day catch up, and it would be super interesting. Like buying this thing off the 20-day as a higher low is a potential of buying like pullbacks on the names. But obviously, you got your Intel, which has been a monster. AMD. This whole group has been so strong, been monstrous. So continue to watch like the stocks in that group. I mean, I think On Semi has been a beast. So continue to watching these names. InnoData. This is a name I own that I bought on Wednesday, and I continue to sit in this one. I have a 15% position. And I think the inside day today, right under that little high, it looks beautiful. You look at a weekly chart, just a nice inside week. Yes, this name is over 8 ATR since 50, so I won't be adding to it, I don't think, if it breaks out, but I want it to break out. For those that don't own it, I think this is like very possibly a high tight flag. Super nice digestion. I thought it was a high tight flag even in here where, you know, big move up, kind of flags out. So definitely was a nice buy for me there, but continues to look great inside day to day. Just wants to build a higher low maybe and just push out. Wouldn't be surprised. Think it looks great. NBIS we talked about. MXL, semiconductor we talked about. NVIDIA. You flip to a weekly chart, big pivot, right? Breaks out of it, pulls right back into it, finds support exactly at that level. I'm watching this one through this little left side peak / today's high as a higher low setup. Think this is like the same pullback as here, where you pull into the 20-day, shake everybody out with a close below it and an inside day, and then you push right back through the prior high in a big way. So that's the type of push I'd look for, but I'm just watching the closest level, which is like maybe your 20-day / this left side peak as a spot to try to get long if it can build a higher low here. But I mean, this is the king. This is the X king. Besides SNDK, obviously, this one looks great too, but it's another one where it's like comes into the top of the range. Is it just going to push out of it, or is it maybe going to pull a little bit, offer a spot to maybe get long on a nice little higher low, or is it just going to break out of the range? I could easily see it breaking out of the range, but it would be nice to see names like this maybe just continue to build this little range out here. I think would be super interesting. So I like SNDK, of course. It's been a monster. I own MU with a very small position still, but man, this thing is a monster. It's at $950 in the after hour session. So it's going to 1,000 for sure. Tesla, another name I own, and a name I just want to continue to watch. It's getting super popular from a lot of people, but you look at like a monthly chart, big pivot above it, possibly building a nice weekly base. So not a bad weekly chart, and a nice push today, and a nice push in the last few days. I bought the reclaim of the support gap as an undercut and rally, and it's been great. And I have a 10% position, and it's been amazing, and I love this stock. But it's building the right side of this little V, so maybe a few days of tightness, just get tight in here, maybe build another higher low somewhere around this area or just in here would be super interesting, and a name I'd like to add to on that. So continue to watch this name, but I wouldn't be surprised to see it just break out of this little base. But TSM, part of that semiconductor group, super strong. Big move up, and it's starting to build a nice little flat base. So continue to watch this one for just a break out of its flat base. Super nice weekly chart, 4 weeks tight. Talked about this one yesterday. So just as a flat base breakout would be interesting. Definitely an area to keep an eye on. But the group continues to remain the best group. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.